He's like resisting. Like,
Let's
wait for it to set it up.
I don't know.
That works.
Let me just double check, make sure it looks okay.
High enough. Exactly.
Yeah, higher would be better.
That's gonna get Danny's head.
No, you'll be okay. Well, even if it's
It's like, start recording. I should
See the
believe
reflection
that.
is recording?
It looks pretty good to me right now.
On TV, yeah?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see us?
Yeah.
And it's started. Cool. Alright, let's get back into the flow.
All right, so the we'll do that one more time for the camera for you, but I don't want to, because like you will hurt your shoulder, and that doesn't do either one of us any good. Although
Yeah,
you're
I
like
already had multiple shoulder surgeries. So.
yeah. Oh, in that case you're bionic. It doesn't matter.
Maybe.
All right, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. All right, so that's with the intention. Room with the intention. Cool. Love.
Love.
Resist. Okay. Hate.
Hate.
Resist. Let's go ahead one more time. Pineal opposite. Oh, will you do me a favor? Will you please forgive and release now that the camera's rolling, needing to do this right, needing to look good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There we go. Love.
Love.
Resist. Hate.
Hate.
Resist. Perfect. Okay, great. So, is this okay?
Yeah.
You still? All right.
Yeah. I just wanted to do that a few times.
We're going back to just meeting each other in gentle. Okay.
Okay.
We got a few of these to go. Human beings choose to come to Earth. Resist.
Human beings choose to come to Earth.
Resist. Strengthening statement. You know, those of us that have been around, you know, different philosophies, whatever, that's not an uncommon, you know, thing. Being born as a human being on Earth is completely random.
Being born as a human being on Earth is completely random.
Resist. Weakens the system to suppose that it's completely random. By the way, if you do really just sit and just like embody the idea that you're a soul, that you're an infinite, you know, soul, that you've lived thousands of human lifetimes, is there anything that anybody knows right offhand that you can start taking a little less fucking seriously? Like what? Like Rohan, like what could you take like less seriously, do you think?
timelines.
Yeah, timelines, I love that.
Yeah, you've been here thousands of times
I
already.
know. And I'm gonna live this life 150 anyway. So.
Yeah, good, no shit, right? Like we're living in the age of like escape velocity becomes possible at some point.
That's right.
Yep. So timelines. What else? Who else has got something that like you're living it like fuck, man? It's got to be this one, you know?
Impact.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't actually matter.
I don't have to get it done. You know what I mean? It's like no, it's not an accident that I'm drawn to what I'm drawn to. I've been drawn to it before. You know what I mean? Probably be drawn to it again after. I just prefer not to have to fucking forget again. Because that's painful. Yeah, I mean, like legit, like really, as we kind of like play around, and I'll do a little bit more of this as we kind of go through some of this stuff. But really think about like, this is all unprovable. It's all dogma. It just strengthens the system to suppose. And really play around with the idea of if some of the things that I'm hanging on to actually degrade me, and I adopt as a hypothesis these, you know, this idea set, like what impact does that make in my, you know, in my ability to relate to myself, the world, you know, my loved ones, my mom, my dad, my family, my work, my career, you know, it's everywhere. Okay. All right. Go ahead and give that arm. Love.
Love.
Resist. Hate.
Hate.
Resist. Okay, I want you to just meet me here, because we are going to run that shoulder. We're going to wear that shoulder out. Okay. So like proof of concept. Everybody good with proof of concept? Okay. So proof of concept is square, including you. So we are going to be gentle with each other. So meet me right here. Okay. I want you to resist slightly less. Meet me right here. A little bit less. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. All right. Now, love.
Love.
Resist. Hate.
Hate.
Resist. Okay. You can even be softer, all right? Or we just burn the shoulder. That's fine. All right, let's do that because that's what we know
Yeah,
is
it
working
feels-
right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's gonna give him a shoulder rub after all this?
Mm.
Danny's got you covered.
If you
Dan's
wanted
got
to
you covered.
switch sides like halfway through, would that have an impact on?
I mean, we might be able to do it at some point. You know.
The other side's his throwing arm, though.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
No, I guess yeah. We'll use this one. All right, great. All right.
Good call.
Okay, so love,
Love.
resist, hate,
Hate.
resist. Okay. Every human being interested in creating a quiet mind, every human being in this room, has incarnated many times with their current parents, friends, and family members. Just resist. It's strengthening. So that idea, if I give you a paragraph, I'm just gonna tell you to plug
Yeah,
it in.
I was just expecting that.
So who in your life is a real pain in your ass that you can be like, we've done this before. This is not an accident, you know. Maybe this time I'm the asshole and you're the good guy, or maybe you're the asshole and I was. Maybe last time it was something different, right? Like, if it's just a dance that we're doing with the people who are, you know, most prominent, most important in our life, then do we even have to take what they're doing seriously? Does it have to be, you know, so personal? Since it seems, tests, I don't know, but it tests that we do this over and over again. What becomes possible in our relationships is really the question to ask. If I'm relating to myself as infinite and I'm relating to the people that are in my life as infinite, and that we've done this many, many, many times. Versions of it. Okay. Love,
Love.
resist, hate,
Hate.
resist. Hate,
Hate.
resist. Okay. A human being's existence is coincidental. You can say that, it's short.
A human being's existence is coincidental.
Resist. Degrades the body and consider it's coincidental. Human beings do not choose anything regarding their birth.
Human beings do not choose anything. Let me say it over. Can you say it again?
Human beings do not choose anything regarding their birth.
Human beings do not choose anything regarding their birth.
Resist. So it degrades the physiology to consider that you don't choose certain things. It degrades the physiology to consider that a human being's existence is coincidental. How about this one? A human being's birth is completely random.
A human being's birth is completely random.
Resist. So it degrades the physiology to suppose that a human being's birth is completely random. How about this one? Human beings choose their geographic location on Earth before they're born.
Human beings choose their geographic location on Earth before they're born.
Resist. It strengthens the physiology. Human beings choose their parents before they're born.
Human beings choose their parents before they're born.
Resist. So, that's all. So again, like who in your life drives you fucking crazy that you can let off the hook because you chose into it? You did it to yourself. For some reason, you thought it would be a great idea to drop into that shit show.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Like how much easier does it become to let go of, you know, of the idea?
It's like a night and day difference.
Yeah. For some reason, you thought it would be an interesting thing to experience.
I'm a sick bastard. No. No, I love it though.
So, here, how about this? A human being born on Earth is similar to the soul taking a vacation.
A human being born on Earth is similar to a soul taking a vacation.
Resist. Currently,
This is really true.
currently, it seems that the most popular vacation is suffering. You gonna say that?
He's suffering.
I thought you were explaining.
No, let's test it.
Okay, say it again.
So currently, the most popular vacation on Earth is suffering.
Currently, the most popular vacation on Earth is suffering.
Resist. Let's fucking push him down that one too.
That was like
We're the
trying
weird
to get
ones.
me to go.
We're the weird ones.
Yeah.
You know, like I get this thing where it's like, oh, everybody is trying to, you know, yeah. Actually, I was pushing down because I wanted you to see that it was like,
Yeah.
it's like no, it's really strong.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I'm noticing a little bit of the skepticism even flaring up in me. Is like, is he trying to like guide me to the right answer? Like, is this a cult? Like,
Yeah.
wow, it's really interesting that that's coming up for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So-
going beyond my.
Well, it's also so you with that statement is weakening. There's something that's almost like violent. Why would anyone choose to suffer? Why would they? When this feels so good, you know? God, they only fucking knew what we knew. I don't know. For some reason, it degrades the physiology to suppose that what we're into, enlightenment, raising of consciousness, experience of love, bliss, joy, all these things that we are committed to, that is not the predominant experience, you know, in human.
Right.
And that's okay. What are your insights about this? What do you think?
Which in particular? The idea that we are on a vacation and that most people's vacations is suffering?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it feels true to me. It feels like if you genuinely just go around and look around the world, you're like, oh wow, most people are committed to their suffering.
Yeah.
They're more committed to their suffering than they are committed to their growth, their love, and the feeling of joy, and that's okay. You know, and also let's live the life that is in alignment with us. Let's live the life that is in alignment with truth, that makes us stronger, and see what happens.
Yeah. You know?
And the clinging to, or like this part of us that's craving suffering, is that the ego's separate positionality of I'm important, and so I'm justified and righteous to suffer.
Say it again, please.
Like, the addiction to suffering that plagues the human species,
Okay.
is that the human ego's clinging to the idea of I'm separate and I'm important.
That's a really interesting thought.
Yeah, I was just about to
Just test it.
I like it. So I'm going to interpret what I think that I heard. It is your job to tell me if it is not what you're saying. The prevailing experience of suffering in human is no, this won't work, because anytime you imply causality, it's automatically going to weaken. So I'm trying to think of how to language this in a way that's possible to test. So in other words, I was going to say is a result of, and it's no matter what it is, it's going to go weak there because it implies causality rather than the one thing that's occurring at the same time.
What if we just took it out and we said human being suffering is the addiction to the illusion of the separate self?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. There we go. So, the root of human suffering is the illusion of separateness. Resist. Okay. People who are committed to suffering are experiencing the illusion of their separateness. Resist. Sorry, I stopped. Something happen there? Because you were strong and then all of a sudden something happened.
Can you say it again?
Yep. What did I just say?
Something with committed to.
Oh, humans that are committed to suffering. That statement on its own test week. Human beings experiencing suffering are experiencing their own separateness. Resist. Yes, that's strong, but I'm trying to get back to the rabbit hole thing, which is Oh, you know what the thing is like ego is the phenomenon. Ego is essentially is like the survival phenomenon that occurs outside the illusion of separation. So supposing the ego is actually a cause of or doing anything is actually kind of like illusory, because it's simply the illusion of separateness and everything that becomes consequent with it, like at the exact same time.
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like with the illusion of separateness comes ego.
Mm-hmm.
And then that ego, yes, gets attached to all kinds of shit.
What if you asked, is the ego necessary for the soul's growth?
Ooh, that's interesting.
I'm so curious.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead and hit the reset button real fast. Please set the intention for enlightened consciousness to flow through, to experience the purity of consciousness, to know all is well, to accept human as it is. Love, resist, hate, resist. Okay. Ego is necessary for the soul's growth. Resist. Okay. So now, ego is necessary for the soul's growth. For me, I get weak. Okay, so it just went strong in him. So
I think it's the survival response of the ego that pushed back. Because what does that mean about my
tests.
ego, right?
The tests, you know, interesting.
Because it would be the death of the ego.
Yeah. So ego fighting for. So all right, let's
Mm.
let's hey, just put it down for a second. I'm gonna try to figure out how to. See if
I
we
also
can-
believe that statement to be true.
Well,
I was
it
gonna say,
seems to be the condition set, right? So the condition set that we're in includes ego. Therefore, you know, my path into whatever I'm interested in going to is going to utilize ego or ego is part of that particular journey,
So why was it weak for you?
because necessary. It's the word necessary
Oh,
is
I
what
see.
what goes weak.
okay.
So necessary, required, like certain things and
Yeah.
conditions. So
There was a part of me, it feels like that needed to be true.
yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Mm.
What if we change the words to optional?
Is a possible path or like yes.
Is a part of.
Yeah, I would say ego is an aspect is an aspect of
Maybe some souls choose ego as a means of growth.
let's see.
But that should always be true, right? Or maybe not.
I don't know. I love this. This is super fascinating. Back to Jack real fast. So, imbalance, that statement, yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's him, me. Will you forgive and release the idea that I need to be someone? To be important, be someone, be something, to make a difference, to make an impact. Let all that go. Ego is necessary for soul's growth. Resist. So ego's part of the. Yeah, I think the way to say it is like this. Ego is part of the condition set that. That's the ego's part of the condition set of. Okay, here we go. Ego is part of the condition set of a human soul's growth. Resist. So part of the condition set. I suppose if it was necessary, then there would never be a way to transcend it.
Right, that was the next question.
Yeah. That's probably that might be why it tests the way it tests the way it does if you're meditating around it. Okay, here. Fire away. It's the last one we're gonna do, and then I want to move to a little bit of forgiveness stuff. Love, resist, hate, resist. Life is meaningless.
Life is meaningless.
Resist. Oh, that's strong for you. You're a nihilist bastard. So life is meaningless is a weakening statement. So there's energetic information present in the room that you're responding to. Nope, it's in you. Okay.
Well, I started to almost laugh when that statement came up because I'm like, oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It's interesting.
Were you skipping ahead? Do you know where I'm going to go with this? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, let's not do that.
Okay.
Let's just be present with the question.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, one thing. What is it for you around? What is it for you around meaning that somehow is triggering a survival response?
I think that there's a deep fear that it's all empty and all meaningless. I feel this area start to light up.
Yeah. Can you forgive and release the need for it to mean something? Or that it has to mean something? Yeah.
If it doesn't have to mean something, then how is it different from being meaningless?
Yeah, if it doesn't have to mean something, it can mean whatever it means. So this is a complicated thing. Meaningless test weak. Life has meaning. Test strong. Has to have it. Have to. Needs to. Must or should. Implies obligation. Implies something is not all as well. Okay, and so it's tricky. It's super subtle. But you pull apart and you let go of the need to, the have to, the must, or the should, and then you're just with whatever with whatever is on the other side. So, all right. So life is meaningless.
Life is meaningless.
It is. Okay. Life has purpose.
Life has purpose.
Exist. So strengthening the idea, don't skip don't jump ahead. You immediately you jumped ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that again. Because I want you to feel it. Love. Resist. Hate. Resist. Life has purpose.
Life has purpose.
Resist. Yep. And so where Jack went is this next statement, which is the purpose of life is to learn lessons. Say it.
The purpose of life is to learn lessons.
Resist. That is a weakening thought or idea. We're playing with that a little bit. Who else here, other than me, was goddamn sure that I was here to learn lessons? Yeah.
At some point, for sure.
100. Yeah. Like, what the fuck else is there? You know what I mean? But that's not the purpose. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the purpose is? Let's keep. Let's riff here for a second. What else would be here? We're gonna test some statements here. Love. Resist. Hate. Resist. Okay. Who's got a purpose? That they know it's not to learn lessons. What is it?
To be of service.
Ah, perfect. The purpose of life is to be of service. Resist. Doesn't test. What else? I like the idea.
Help facilitate the dream of the planet.
Oh, okay. Purpose of life is to help facilitate the dream of the planet. Resist. Doesn't test. What else? Who else has got one?
Spread love.
Oh, dude, that's fucking dope as shit. The purpose of life is to spread love. Resist. Oh, this is fucking weird.
To be.
To be? Okay. All right. We can go for to be. The purpose of life is to be. Resist. That's fucking weird.
Enjoyment.
What's up?
Enjoyment.
All right. Let's try enjoyment. The purpose of life is to
Have enjoyment.
have enjoyment. Resist. Weird.
For God to experience itself.
Okay. The purpose of life is for God to experience itself. Resist. Test week.
Grow beyond
Close.
yourself.
but
It's
you're
close enough.
putting it outside.
So let's put just experience.
The
Okay.
purpose of life is to experience.
The purpose of life is to experience. Resist. Nothing more required.
Can we do also the purpose of life is to live it together?
Sure. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Love.
Love.
Resist. Hate.
Hate.
Resist. Okay. The purpose of life is to live it together. Resist. Yeah. Every purpose that you test, every single one, will go weak, except for the purpose of life is to experience. So the God experiencing itself was somehow containing within it, like that I am subtly not God or whatever, that something's required. It was like an extra condition set. So it was
But
almost
saying the word experience alludes to that you are God within yourself.
yeah, maybe.
Is there only one right answer to that question?
There is only one. Like we've tested thousands of
Is
them.
it just
You
because
guys
like,
working together? Or?
Oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah,
is
it's
it
just
because you're like narrowing in on one purpose,
Can we
whereas
test?
experience can mean lots of other things?
well. So here's the you know the punchline, right? And yes, we can test. What do you want
We
to
can
do?
test Cam, like with the exact same thing.
Earlier, I was just felt paradigm.
Cam, everything was strong for Cam the entire time. You know,
I
so.
feel dramatically different than a few hours ago if you want to try, but if it's not worth it.
I will 100% do it, but I want to get through the other two things that I want to do for you guys real quick, and I'd love
Just
to
like
do
at the end,
this
it's just
with it.
like,
Okay. So now, here you go. Love, resist,
Love.
hate,
Hate.
resist. Okay. Learning lessons is an experience some of us choose. Resist.
Mhm.
Learning lessons is an empowering experience some of us choose. Resist.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your thing is, whatever your purpose is an experience that you're choosing to have. And that is strengthening. But as soon as you try to move it over and make it into the thing, then
For
all of a
everyone.
sudden it degrades you.
The thing for everyone.
The thing for everyone, you know, and then so what do you think happens then when I am degraded by the very thing that I'm, you know, like especially for us in the spiritual world, the purpose of life is for the soul to heal. You know? But then all of a sudden what I've done is I've created dogma that actually weakens me inside. Now I'm wandering through life and I'm going, what the fuck? You know, and I'm slightly agitated and off because I'm kind of very subtly in survival in this really weird way, and I'm going to try to fix people and everybody's broken and that's what I'm experiencing. Versus the purpose of life is to experience. And the experience that I'm currently interested in is this being a participant of the soul essentially restoring integrity to itself. For whatever reason, just part of like what I am, you know, but that's the experience that I'm interested in. So you can be interested in whatever experiences you're drawn to. There is nothing required from you. So like, what do you want? What in your world is going on right now that you could be like, fuck, I can just let that shit go. There's nothing else that I have to prove or do in this area that I've been burning myself out on. The purpose of this life is to experience. What experience do I choose to create? With my family, you know, with the people like in my world, you know, with my environment, my living situation, you know, as it is. Awesome. I went home. It didn't work out. I figured out that I don't fit in where I used to fit in. You know, it turns out I grew, they didn't. Fantastic. You know, what am I committed to?
Does Jack have a specific purpose that he could,
Like a soul's destiny.
like a soul's destiny sort of thing, where he would test strong for?
You know, the
Jack's purpose is.
Yeah, if Jack has adopted a purpose and hasn't accidentally pushed it over into a broader degrading kind of realm, totally, right? Mm-hmm. So, do I have a purpose? Yeah. So Tom's purpose is to be expressed authentically in the world, is like my purpose. One of those expressions is spiritual teacher. That is one of those expressions. Tom's purpose is to be a spiritual teacher actually doesn't test. It actually degrades me to say that is the thing. I'm just expressing what I am. But within that, the archetypes, that you are, these creative aspects of human, that you come in with, it's like you find your thing. Some people, not everybody, some people find their things that they are an expression of. For Tom, it's spiritual teacher, healer, monk, like renunciate kind of thing. It's builder, entrepreneur. Like these are all things that I am from an archetypical standpoint. And when I'm expressing those and I'm having that experience, I feel what I would call my purpose, right? So that's how I relate to it. What you find a lot of times is like when you accidentally set a purpose, like my purpose is to bring light to the world, then I'm embedding a need to, a have to, a must, or a should with it, and then I'm automatically going to resist it. And as soon as you pull the need to, have to, must, or should out of it, then it just becomes like, oh, it's just what I am, and now I'm just being the thing that I am because it delights and empowers me.
So all self-improvement is bullshit.
No, self-improvement is wildly valuable because it brings people to the exact point of pain and with the exact tools necessary to then choose to transcend.
Let go.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to build yourself up to then realize you can let go of all of it.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to, but I think that but my observation of everybody, I haven't found anybody who's skipped the game, and just started started at the end. Most everybody that I've seen has moved up through and gone through the personal development thing. The big thing with personal development is much of it overlays positivity and tools on top of unresolved information, right? So so a couple different times, Jack is responding in a survival situation, and we made up a story, unprovable dogma. We made up a story that fucking Rohan 3 lifetimes ago, had some one path to God thing firing. Meanwhile, he's having an experience right there and be like, is this thing fucking bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, so my hallucination is some context from 3 versions of him ago is putting him in a position where his mind's chatting about what he's seeing right now. We made up that story, he forgave a thing, and his fucking arm started doing something different. This is all unprovable. It's all dogma. It's all conjecture.
Right before you said that right there, I made this note, which you can see is like, Tom is doing muscle testing. This is what made it click for me. It's like a magic 8-ball to get the answers from the universe. So like I was a skeptic, and like after going through these questions, which are really powerful, I was like, oh, this now muscle testing makes sense to me now. Before it was like so abstract.
Right.
Honestly, like as we're just like kind of like talking about it, but these questions and this experience has made it like profound.
And this is muscle testing from with the point of being able to test weakening dogma and replace it with strengthening dogma. That's one way to utilize the modality. What I'm going to do here in just a second is I'm going to go through and find and release energetic information, and I'm using it as kind of like essentially like a radar, to be able to be like bing, 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 hear this. And the important thing to know is this: my process is intellectual, intuitive, and then muscle test. Okay, muscle testing is not magic. Muscle testing is not special. Muscle testing doesn't give me special fucking power. All it did was I utilized it as a tool to find information in myself that restricted my experience of my wholeness, let it go faster than I might have, if I wasn't using it as a tool. But it's not a fucking power. Danny is deeply tapped into energetic information that he can experience when he's like with people and talking to people. It is the same thing that I'm doing. Okay, all I do is I have this additional skill where I can actually discern some subtle energetic information and describe it so that the person can release it in a different way. And so I say all that to say this is like, I'm not fucking magic. We are fucking magic.
Yes.
okay? And then anything that I do, any release that you feel here as we're going forward, is all you guys doing the release. I used to be, I used to accidentally release stuff in people when I was pretending that they were fucking broken. And that doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve me. You know, and it was part of my process of like, I gotta heal the world, you know what I mean, and start with my kids, you know, or whatever. Right? So, but it's all illusory. I have no problem holding the thing up and describing it for you to release. It's yours to release. You know what I mean? And if you don't, that's perfect. You know what I mean? So everything that I do, everything you're about to experience, you can do, because if you can feel it, you can forgive it. All right? So follow the feelings. Ask yourself, why am I experiencing the thing that I'm experiencing? Oh, I think it's this, forgive that. And you don't have to know exactly where it is. It's like an archaeological dig of the soul. They don't go in with the jackhammers and just fucking, you know, just bust everything up. They're brushing layers away. Then they'll say, holy shit, there's an entire room here. I had no idea. You know, brush away some more layers. Holy shit, I didn't know that about myself. So, and that's the next thing I want to do is like a little riff on forgiveness. And I recommend everybody grab your notebook or grab something to write with real fast, because I want to give you a tool that you can kind of take very practically into the world.
You need my assistance.
No, we're good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
so interesting. Like the one where it was like life has no purpose, and I think like the survival kicked in for me. I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it life has no purpose? And I kicked in straight.
Yeah.
And I connected it instantly. There's a 7-minute SoundCloud clip from Osho about called "Life Has No Goals, No Meanings, No Purpose." And I listened to that and I'm like, oh, Osho, it must be true.
These cards.
But maybe not. Maybe that's just his perspective.
Yeah, it's just perspective, and you know, again, I don't know if it's true or if it's false, but I do know it's degrading to suppose life has no purpose. But then, it's also degrading to suppose that the purpose is anything other than to experience. So you can be like, yes, life does have a purpose, and it's to blah blah blah, and you're just as degraded as you were if you were supposing it had no purpose.
Wow.
So yeah.
Tom, is that your quote? Top of his book?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was a pretty good quote.
Yeah.
What does this one mean?
What, you just pulled it out?
Yeah, I said, what will happen if I just pick one card?
What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's good.
It's true. That's incredible.
Just I wrote a money quote back in 2018.